Hey everybody, welcome back to King's Quest 2, Romancing the Stone. I'm the Blues 32, and we have Sugar. But we also have Night.
The church bell is tolling. You're searching for a bell, not a bell.
Ahur.
A few sighs. You have come to the Church of Kalima. It is said that all are welcome, and that the monks living here often help those in need.
Who says this? I have doubts.
Finding the door unlocked. Candles burn solemnly in the dead of night. You notice a Bible on the
A
end
Bible.
of the pew.
A Bibli.
You look over the Bible, which appears to be many decades old. You open it and find that an otherwise blank page at the front has been written on. It is dated over 20 years ago.
To those who have heard the word, but no, we are the chosen few, blessed by the spirit of the wild. Destined for greatness concealed by the cloth, there is but one challenge we must overcome before our future can be set in stone. The simple people of Koilebimeme cling to the memory of their former ruler. Even now, years after his fate's dark turn, they retain their hope that he will not forsake them. As long as this is so, our goal cannot be attained. So, my brothers, it is our duty to see the land cleansed of its blight. Do not fear our enemy. Our faith, purpose, and power will guide us to the future we are promised. A path has been...
You return the Bible to where you found it. You also notice that a page from the Bible...
I wasn't done.
You test the strength of your stomach muscles by... You look over...
A path has been found to us, O brothers. Found to him, O brothers. Let him hear the warning howls. The cloth will be lifted for all time, and our songs will echo the end of him, his influence, and his family. Our time is at hand. Lehawuf.
You return the... You pick up the fallen page and read it. The words appear to have been written recently. Something wicked started war. Shame nobody ever saw.
That's it? That's all that's written there?
You read something. The paper is of... This item...
Well, I say it can be used on itself.
A hideous statue of a grinning fiend forms an archway leading to the church's outdoor cemetery.
Cemetery?
The monk is dressed in a simple ankle-length robe. A belt of thick leather is tied around his ample waist. He wears worn sandals. The symbol of the faith is displayed prominently in the church.
Why is it a cross?
Even a whisper. The monk is in deep prayer.
Poke him.
It would not be prudent to touch a man of the cloth without his consent.
I could go into some terrible things to say, but I won't. Because I have taste. Poor taste, but taste nonetheless.
You've never been terribly fond of gargoyles, and this one isn't likely to sway your opinion. It doesn't speak. Care to dance with the stone demon?
No, I would like to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Lester Williamson, 1300 to 1345. Here lies a man who feared all bugs, too scared to even lift his rugs. For if he had, he would have found insects that make little sound, with bites so deadly for their size that surely did cause his demise.
So wait, did he lift it or not?
Rarlap Niven, 985 to 1015. The jester joked his life away until a quip he made one day. Insulted was a baron's son who had this poor old jester hung.
I'm sure that name is like an anagram or something. I don't even know.
Rebecca
Terrible with
Twintle,
those.
1250 to 1273. In that usual daring way of hers, she threw caution to the wind. Late one eve, she risked a venture and went out to sea with him.
Who?
Totally in love she was, so filled with careless whim that when he threw her overboard, she never thought to swim.
Well, you have to be pretty dense to not think to swim. And there goes my mouse again. That mouse is going to be the death of you, Graham.
Goulash Thompson, 1370 to 1441. Never in all his living years had he ever seen such sights. For hours did he stare at them, those beautiful, dazzling lights. So happy was he that he had been able to live to see this night. But down a cliff he blindly fell, for the lights had been too bright.
Right.
Bridget O. Troublewater, 1248 to 1299. During the annual house inspection, she spied a mirror and its reflection. For days she lovingly gazed at it, unable to sleep or eat or sit. With the last of her earthly power, there she remained till her final hour.
You vain little bitch.
Judas Morton, 1365 to 1415. Here lies a foolish non-believer, with shame deep is this hole. Even God, though wise and powerful, cannot save his wretched soul.
That seems a little harsh.
Faith Cinders, 998 to 1029. Alas, my dear, you've come too near to your heart's great desire. It seems that now you've run afoul, and should not have lit that fire.
Which one?
This. It is likely that only the most devout believers have been. This.
Okay, what else we got?
O'Malley, 1200 to 1256. She was a lady with strange habits, who as friends kept only rabbits.
George.
When time came, her hunger due, her friends all wound up in her stew. The other creatures, also bunnies, found this not remotely funny, so their swift revenge they sought. The kitchen in her sleep they brought, heaved her into the large pot, which was, regretfully, much too hot.
Those are some vindictive bunnies.
Larman Odnarb, 1175 to 1200. Dear old Larman was a healer, cured many a deadly fever. One he caught that bitter day, healed not himself and passed away.
Well, physician, heal thyself.
Roust Odide, 943 to 1011. As I landed on my head, I said I should have stayed in bed instead.
Not even... It's not clever at all.
Here lies the Odnarb family. Evidently they were well respected to have their own area. Here lies... This is the... Lyot O... Roust... Here lies... Goulash... In this dark hole lies one brave soul whose questing for glory has taken its toll.
What are you trying to say?
Charles Bucket, 1189 to 1232. He'd go out in the pouring rain and risk becoming wet. He'd never dry off afterwards, so very sick he'd get.
That's a pity? Damn it, mouse. I need to get a new mouse. Oh, don't do it already. There. Bloody mouse. Is there a point to being out here?
You have about as much an inkling to enter the crypt as a fish has to walk.
Never seen a walking catfish, have
Show
you?
some respect for the thought of a living dead. Moaning the thought, all things considered. This is the trees stretch their the tree. You are not sure that you don't think Coco Airboul, 1205 to 1252. The writer wrote until he bled. In his final agony he said, I will not lift my trusty pen till I at last have reached the end.
So he wasn't writing?
This is Le Fleur Provence, 905 to 987. The power brought unto this world is as unholy as this sage. Doomed are those that have descended from the blood of a first mage. Hamish Bite, 1226 to 1258. Besides religious connotation, reverence paid daily as we should, it is a tradesman's irony that a carpenter was killed upon the wood. Coco Air. This is Judas. This is.
I feel like there's something I'm missing here. What's this?
The collection box caters to those with money or valuables to show their. This odd circular device intrigues you.
I feel like I should put something into the box, but I don't know.
You can think of no immediate. You read something wicked started war. Shame nobody ever saw. You read something wicked started war. Shame.
Confusing. Let's have a look around the rest of the area. Maybe there's something else going on around here. This is not cool.
The gates to town have been shut for the night. The gates, little town. It's a quiet village, every day like the one before. If you remove the sign, the locals might remove something from you. The walls are there to protect the citizens from the danger. There's nothing in the haystack. You don't need any hay, and they occupy the haystack.
We're never going to find out who that was or why they were in the haystack? No? Okay. What was that? There are eyes here.
You rap on the treehouse door and wait a moment, but get no response. You rap.
Spooky. Or at the very least, foggy. Oh.
Oh, sir, have you seen my little granddaughter? She ventured to the town to buy food for me, but has not yet returned. I fear she may be in peril. The forest is not safe at night.
Okay. She ventured into town, huh? I'm gonna guess we're talking about Possum. Come on, you goddamn mouse. I hate you. Must remember to order a new one off Amazon. Where is she?
This pumpkin is some...
Why did they turn back to normal? It's kind of odd. Kind of odd bodkins. Curious.
Shards of... You have no desire to carry around fragments of someone else's skull.
Would you rather carry around fragments of your own? Seriously, where is the little sprat? Which way did she go? Which way did she go?
The ropes look as though they... The ropes...
Ropes. More ropes. There are more ropes now. Fatal Frame. Well, that was a good series. Until they decided to stop making them for American, or actually any country outside of Japan. There was 5 on, I don't even know. All I know is 4 they never released outside of Japan. And that's a right pain.
Finding the door... The monk isn't... The monk... The monk...
I am looking for a small child.
Show some show... You don't... You don't... You don't... Shows... You don't... You don't... You have... It is like... This is the church cemetery. Care to... You don't think... You are not... You don't think...
Well, this is befuddling.
There is a... There is nothing... There is no... Little... This isn't Bill. This...
I don't get it.
This... It is a good thing that sign is there.
Oh, this is really weird. I am looking for the little girl, right?
You are traveling through Weirwood Forest. A path runs through here. Many trees. It would be fun to climb the... Unless you have eaten some white snake, you are...
Alright. You eat White Snake in King's Quest V and gain the ability to speak to animals. Okay, this is getting irksome.
You open the...
Oh.
You aren't a thief. You consider calling out... Perhaps you should try locating the elderly woman's granddaughter.
Mailbox is empty now. So the church is the most likely place to find her, but there's nobody there.
You peer into the law. A health... There's no... You peer into... You peer...
Very
You won't-
curious.
There's no need to realign the sign. It can tell you where the town is, repressing the urge to burst. You have come to the Church of Kali. The church, the symbol of the common religion, has been affixed to the apex of the church's roof. Your association with it forms part of your duty as a monarch. A beautiful stained glass window depicts a radiant full moon. It is certainly one of the more unique images you have seen on a church.
Indeed.
A decrepit old fence stands as a relic from better times. Finding the... There is no you cannot remove the church has nothing to give you. There is no congregation in attendance, and there is no service being performed. Feeling humbled, you kneel down to pray. You rise again after a few moments.
Is this good?
The monk stirs. One is meant to speak.
Father, I go now to a place of...
The monk gives you a reassuring smile and pats you on the shoulder. He then lifts a silver cross from around his neck and places it in your hands.
Thank you.
You are welcome, my child.
You can talk.
Of course.
I thought monks...
Not all churches follow the same rules, and this church is quite unique.
Really?
The monk just...
Okay, that's something. But surely not.
It is a shiny silver cross. You place the silver cross and chain around your neck and wear it as a necklace.
About this...
I believe you will find the cross to be of immense value.
It was...
I mean that it has cost us more than any value to be in possession of it.
And yet you just gave it to me.
You have about...
The bell stopped tolling.
Without warning, a pair of wolves dart out of the dark forest and dash towards you.
Or past me.
For a minute there, you thought those wolves were going to attack. Curious as to why they didn't, you decide to follow them. You see the monk standing alone outside the church. Then you notice the two wolves approaching him. You are about to yell a warning to the monk, but the words die in your throat as the man steps forward and pats the wolves' heads.
No, my brothers, we must not hurt him. Not yet. He will go to the heathen's abode. He will do what needs to be done. What if he does not? Then, my brothers, we will complete the task before us, the one we began many years ago.
Huh. So why was he wearing a
You
silver...
quickly move away from the church, your heart racing faster with every step. You have a good idea now what will happen once the moon comes out in full, and you do not want to be anywhere near here when it does. One thing's for sure, you're not getting married in that church. There's no way you're going back in there. You can't.
Alright, now I guess we resume our search for the little girl. This is very troubling. So the monks, or the werewolves, or whatever they are counting on me to go to some heathen's place. Which I can only assume they're talking about the castle. So ever... What?
If you speak in a forest, there's no beating around. You get, you like, it would, you.
There you are.
As you approach, you recognize the child. It is Possum, the little girl you helped earlier today. Repressing the earth. If you
Are you all right?
I went into town to buy some chicken soup for my grandma. I always try to reach home before dark, but this eve I lost my way and was attacked.
Attacked? A wolf attacked you?
No, not by a wolf, a dwarf.
A dwarf?
For a moment, you're not sure that you heard correctly.
A dwarf, did you say?
Uh-huh. He jumped out at me, took my food, and then ran away.
Listen, I'm going to try to find this dwarf that you say stole your food. You get back to your grandma, understand?
Possum nods, says a soft thank you, and heads back home.
Stealing a little girl's food. This is going to reflect poorly on those dwarves. Happy, sneezy, the whole lot of them.
You rap on. It is high. It is too narrow to. That would. It isn't open to your idea. That. You can't. There is no.
I'll chop the door down.
Brandishing your sword might make you appear an accomplished fighter, but you will not make many friends by being careless with it. It is hot. Don't bother moving.
Oh, clearly this is where the dwarf lives. I mean, come on.
This log has already... This stump is too heavy. You peer...
Curses. Foiled again. Once again, I have no idea what I'm doing. How can I get this dwarf? I may have to look this up.
There is nothing particularly interesting about this awning. It is high. You rap on the tree. You ouch. You are not into the... You can't... It is too narrow to... You can't... You'd really prefer not... It is a simple... Touching the necklace reveals that the open...
I don't know.
There's no need. You can't... The ropes look at a bridge for... The ropes...
Not over here. Stupid dwarf. I just don't know, folks. I do know one thing. My cat demands sustenance. Even though he still has some in his bowl. And he knows it.
The dark water looks foul. A tree lies half submerged, having long ago succumbed to the poisonous waters of the swamp. These trees would not be easy to climb. You are not able. You get no response.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut it here, folks. I don't know what I'm doing. So I will save. And I will bid you all a fond adieu. I am the Blues 32. This is King's Quest II. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.